I had 2 minutes left to go, so it's me thinking I've got 2 minutes to go, and then my phone's going, actually, how are we all today? Hope you're all well. Good afternoon, good morning. Hope we're all well out there. How are we all doing? Hope you're good. Welcome to Shrewsbury, welcome to Shropshire, welcome to my tour environment. So today is going to be a lovely day, and I was a little bit what I found. Guess what I found? I'm going to show you that. Fingers crossed they'll be okay. The sound is cutting out. Well, there you go. That's probably because I've got you in these stupid earpieces here. Okay, so shall I take these out and see if we can go with all natural? Thank you. New shoes. They're new shoes. I managed to find some here, actually in my local town, which was really, really good. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to take you out of my ears because obviously that's having a bit of a hassle. 1 second. Is that better? Give me a thumbs up if that's better. Might be a bit windy though, that's the only problem. I haven't even started yet, so my ears shouldn't be sweaty. I might have some other earphones here. Hold on a second. It's amazing what you find in my bag, so bear with me. Hold on. Literally, I've got the kitchen sink in my bag. I've actually got a really heavy bag today. I think Paula will be able to attest to the heaviness of my bag. It's actually about 8 kilos today. So, waiting for a kitten. Not today. Bear with me a second. I'm just going to put these in. I'm going to go. I'm actually going to go in a little bit different. Well, you know, sometimes you have to do these things. It's really good training for you. So you have to. It is a crazy weight, but it's really good. So when I come to challenge day, it won't be so heavy. So, hey, Dolores, hold on a second because my gimbal and everything's going to go a bit mad. Hold on, try again. Maybe these are broken as well. Okay, what about now? Better? Alhamdulillah. Right. Okay, so good afternoon, everybody. We are going to be taking a little bit of a different walk today. Literally, we're going up into the wilderness. In actual fact, we're going to go in search of the devil today. Because why not? I'm pretty much his sidekick anyway. Weather looks a bit sketchy there. It's always a bit sketchy here. So where are we? Let me just turn you around so you can actually see where we are. We're literally in the middle of nowhere, but there are lots of hikers out today. Over there in the distance, that's Carden Mill Valley and the Longmynd over there. In actual fact, the last time, if you were with me last year, we did a tour actually with the lovely Ian, and we did it just there. It was just on the top of that hill over there. So that is the Longmynd over there. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, everybody. How are we all today? But we are not going to go that way. We are going to go this way. And we are actually on what we call the Stiper Stones. And this is where the devil comes every year to choose his new king. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. But it is actually a national nature reserve as well, which is really, really lovely. I know. So we are in a national nature reserve. So we have red grouse here. We have a conservation project for all of the butterflies as well. And then we have a stone chat as well, which are very rare. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can see some of the wildlife. And I've got me a big old camera with me today as well. So when I finish the tour, I'll go on a scout for this guy here and see if we can find one. And then we've got the emperor moths here as well, which are really beautiful moths. So you never know, you never quite know what you're going to see when you come up here. So it's been about, I'd say, since I've been actually on the Stiper Stones, probably about 4 years since I last came up here. And to be fair, I cheated today. I did cheat. because I actually drove up to the base of the Stiper Stones, where usually I start from the bottom of the valley. But I thought you had enough of me huffing and puffing yesterday, and you're probably going to get some huffing and puffing today. So I thought I'd make it a little bit easier on you. Now, Jenna's actually in bed today. She actually has problems with a wisdom tooth. We took her out yesterday in hopes that a little bit of exercise would make her forget about it. But all her mouth is swollen today, so she's got wisdom tooth issues today. So as soon as I finish this, I've got to go find a dentist because actually we haven't been to the dentist here in England for, crikey, probably, well, my kids have never been to a dentist in England actually. So it means I've got to register her with one now as well. So now, isn't this beautiful? Now there is a conservation project going on up here on the Stiper Stones, and you'll see we've got an awful lot of the conifer stuff here, and we've got the heather. Now what the conservation project is to get rid of all the conifers and make sure that the heather actually thrives, because it's really, really important. We broke it yesterday. Yeah. Kinda. No, she's actually really good at, I mean, she runs circles around me, God love her. Got up there, when we went up Snowdon, she practically ran to the top. So in the distance we have Ponsbury Hill over there. Then we have what we call the Long Mynd, where you'll find wild Edric, supposedly. And then we have Carden Mill Valley, which is just over there. All that is National Trust, by the way. No, it didn't stop her. She's a bit like me. When she's out on adventures, she's all about the adventure. And then it's when she gets home she realises, oh God, shouldn't have done that. So we're going to walk up to the top there. Now can you see that bit of rock there? That's what we actually call the Devil's Seat there. It is beautiful here. I'm very, very, very lucky because I grew up around here, not around this particular part. I actually grew up, let me see if I can, actually just over the other side of that hill down in the valley there. I actually grew up there, around there, and that's Montford Bridge area there. Absolutely fabulous part of the world. Hi Queenie, and hi Elena, how are you? I hope you're well. So I'm really, and Christina, as I say there, how are you? It's a beautiful play. So this was this is my playground. This is why I'm so nuts now, I think. I was a child running through the wild heather, you know, as you do. So one of the most distinct things about here is the rock formations, as you can see up there, which we'll go and get a closer look at when we get to the top. As if we get to the top, I don't die before I get there, but anyway. It's made of quartzite. It's quartzite rock, and it was formed 480 million years ago. The Devil's Playground. Well, kind of why I'm here, you know, his sidekick. Well, actually, he has to come and ask me permission for stuff, so yeah, there's that. So it was actually formed 480 million years ago. During the last ice age, the Stiper Stones lay on the western margin of the Welsh ice sheet. The hill itself actually wasn't a glacier. It wasn't actually glaciated, but there were glaciers that surrounded it. So there was actually glaciers over on the Long Mynd and in the Carden Mill Valley areas. So you get more of the glaciated ice caps there. So it was surrounded by this in the valleys and was subject to intense freezing and thawing up here. So we had a lot of freezing and thawing going on, which shattered the quartzite into the massive jumbled stones that we see now. So this is why we have this jumbled stone going on up here, because of that freezing and thawing, freezing and thawing. Hi Betta, hi Noel, how are you today? Welcome to the heavy breathing tour. Hey Robert. And it's only going to get worse as we go on, by the way. Because I'm having to talk, means I'm using a lot more breath. Look at the heather though, isn't it beautiful? The smell up here is just intense. Look at that, isn't it beautiful? I do love heather. It's so pretty. Kind of gives you a bit of a Scottish Highlands vibe. I do remember correctly 50 plus years ago that it's close to yes, I'm gonna get you to that, Andre, in a minute. 50 years ago, is that how long ago you were last here? I think you need to come for another visit. Okay, it is lovely. It is lovely here. At the top, so basically as we're walking up, we're actually going to climb 536 metres, because that's where we are, 536 metres above sea level. As I said, I'll be cheating a bit today, and I've actually driven probably about 200 metres up from the bog, what we call the bog car park. This is like we've got an awful lot of rock. The lines here, they're to help vehicles come up here in emergency situations. So they are a bit of a pull line to come up, because unfortunately we do have a lot of hikers out here that aren't so clever and don't bring enough provisions with us. Wander off course, go off piste, and then we have to have the local mountain rescue come out and collect them, which isn't very handy. Luckily here at the Cypress Stones it's not so bad. It's quite easy to get emergency vehicles in, especially the Land Rovers, because we can drive almost to the base of the rock at the top. And most of the injuries and incidents that happen is when people actually climb onto the rocks. Hey Nicholas, how are you today? Oh, thank you. It's nice to be back. I'm loving this weather, by the way, even though I'm still sweating, which is ridiculous. But it's all the extra exercise I'm doing, I think. My body's going, why? What time is it now? It's 11:13 in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, we have pits. We have bog pits down the bottom. Yeah, humidity. I know, my skin's gone really oily as well, which is really weird. Look at the beauty of that over there. Look at this. Just dramatic. The scenery is always so dramatic over here. Just so dramatic. And let's give you a bit of a zoom. Now also, you need to keep your eyes peeled for peregrine falcons. I'm sweating here up in Manchester without walking, even desperately shy. No, me neither. Absolutely. I mean, it's just stunning the way the mountain ranges go in from one to another, and the hills here. You can see, even though it was a propaganda spiel to call them the blue hills, the Shropshire Blue Hills, but you can see why. Because you know, you were looking over here, we have got one dramatic view, and then we come over this way, it's completely different. I mean, the clouds, just the way the clouds are going over, it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, but even though, Nicholas, in the winter here, even though it's blooming chilly up here, and some days we have driving rain, but when it snows, oh my goodness, it is so picturesque up here. I don't like driving up it because it's lethal, but yes, it does. So it might be okay 1 minute, and the next minute we might have driving rain up here. That is the only problem. Because it is very interchangeable, but we should be okay. And I do have an umbrella in my pocket, well, not in my pocket, in my backpack, to go along with all the other provisions I've got, just in case we get stuck in a rainstorm. Always like a Girl Scout me, I'm always prepared. Off we go again. Yeah, so this we are renowned here for our peregrine falcons. Hence why I've got a zoom camera with me today. You never know, we might get to see one. But we should get to see some butterflies as well as we go along. Now, the one thing I love about the sheep being grazed out onto the heatherlands is the taste of the lamb. It is absolutely delicious. Now, I know we've probably got some New Zealanders around, and I do love New Zealand lamb, but the one thing the Welsh do well is Welsh lamb, because they send out all their sheepies onto the hills and they eat this stuff, which is absolutely delicious. It must cross a few key lines in the hills. Yeah, we have actually fault lines, which I'll talk to you about in a second. Just need to get to the top of the hill first. Let's just break the back of this hill and we'll be able to go on. Ley lines. Yep, we'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, I've got some stories. You have to wait till we get to the top first. I'm going to keep you in suspenders until we get there. Oh, these shoes are really good, by the way. And it wouldn't be without you guys. I wouldn't be able to get them because they're so expensive. See, we just come from the car park down there. I haven't come that far, but it feels a lot further. Dowsing rods. Hi Trisha, how are you today? Better late than never. That's what I always say. Showing up is always the first start. Okay. Get to the top of this bit. So as I said, the top of here, the highest point, which is going to be there, just there. Thank you, Paula. It's actually 536 metres above sea level. This is actually the second largest hill in the county. The one just higher than this is Branclea Hill, which is 540 metres above sea level. So our hills are quite large here. That's a lovely area as well, but every time I go up there, it absolutely pours it down rain. But I'm going to take you to one of the Clee Hills. I think Saturday I put that down for. I need to double check. Well, you know, at least you're getting an immersive experience. Can you imagine doing this in 3D? Or 4D, in fact. I think that should be a thing. I should travel to each of your destinations and drag you out your house and make you go up a hill with me. Oh, and Alison, you've got some amazing ones by you as well. Actually, I think you've got... Haven't you got the... oh, crikey. What's it called? The Pennines by you, is that right? No, that's not Pennines. What am I talking about? Come on, Alison. Which of the mountains you've got by you? Because I think you've got some good ones. Thank you. The Dales. It is Pennines. I was right. Ha-ha. I'm not as stupid as I thought I was. Bridgestone in Yorkshire. Yep. Beautiful part of the world. I did a place near Manchester last year, which was absolutely amazing. And then I got lost in the heather a little bit because, you know, I do go off piste. Yeah, it's you can do the Pennine Way, can't you? And you've got the three peaks there. You can do Yorkshire Three Peaks, which I haven't done actually yet. So maybe I'd have sit down protest at the beginning. I don't take no for an answer, Deborah. You'll learn that about me. Hey, Paula. Oh, right. Up we go. I'm dogged. That's what they call me. Doggedly persistent. That's how I look now. Actually, as we get higher up, the Wrekin is starting to come into view as well. So by the time we get to the top of here, we'll be able to see pretty much all the way around, which is going to be incredible. It's beautiful, isn't it? This is somewhere that I think everybody should go to places like this at least once. It's hard work, but you bring a nice picnic on a lovely day. This is one of the best places to come, in my opinion, such as it is. But I do love this sort of areas. Yeah, the Wrekin, I would love to do a tour of the Wrekin, but you know what? There's no reception until you get to the top, which I think would take the fun out of it a little bit. Well, just think about it. When you get to the top, you get to eat it all. You don't have to carry it back down with you. I have been known to go out with picnics in my bag before now and not eat any of it all the way around, so I've been lugging it around with me all day. That happens quite a bit in my household. We haven't got to why it's called the Devil's Chair yet, Victoria, don't worry. We're going to do that bit when we get to the top. Yeah, that was the project that they did, Andre. They, excuse me, let's get into the conservation bit as well. So the area here is now National Nature Reserve, as I said a little bit earlier. Have time, look up HMS Shropshire later, become HMSS Shropshire Great History. Oh, fantastic! I will do that, definitely. Send me a link or send me a DM. That would be awesome. Thank you. Blah, blah, blah. So where were we? Yeah, so it's Natural Nature Reserve. It's a haven for wildlife out here. The birds that normally can be found include the red grouse, the peregrine falcon. I don't think I put them on my pictures, did I? No, because I'm an idiot. Okay, the peregrine falcon and the rare ring ouzel bird, which is like the size of a finch actually. It's quite a cute looking little bird, and those can all be found here. This is why they made it a conservation site. There is a project now going on, it's called Back to Purple, which means the area will be cleared of all of the conifers and the woodland and restored. So we're going to restore the area back to the heather. So, oh look, there's one, there it is. Look, can you see? We've got a peregrine falcon, people. Peregrine, where's it gone? It's over there. Come back, Jack. He's just over there, can you see him? The monster, yeah, it's just sawing the wings over there. Better be about when I go to take a photo of him later. Yep, so we've got those. Yay, thanks Alison. No, so it's not your memory, don't worry. There were trees, but they've taken them all down, so it clears the way for the heather. But doesn't this look dramatic? So dramatic and so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. So glad we saw that falcon. He better come back out again when I've got my camera out, otherwise I'm going to be well annoyed. Right, so let's get to the top and then I can give you the myths and legends part of the tour today, which is always, I can't believe it's taken me 25 minutes to walk up here, but then I am stopping, I suppose. Should have taken me 10 minutes really. I've got no hope for me challenge, have I? I know we're in the wrong country, but Heathcliff hits me. I can't come home. Oh. Deborah, you're so funny. Hi, Anne. I follow a little girl over there who does falconry from her cob. Oh, wow. I did week's volunteer work in National Trust in Derbyshire, clearing bracken from the moors. Oh, that's amazing. See, that would be so rewarding because you're leaving it for generations, future generations, to see all of this. Up we go. Ooh. Watch where my feet are going. Oh wow, these are amazing. You have to do your own Hago tour from there. Now, can you see all this quartz right here, on here? Now, this is what we were talking about that was formed thanks to the ice age that we have here. Now, get my breath back. Now, the reason why we have all this going on here. Now, this isn't just the only stuff that we've got. We do have the bog mine. Until the 20th century, lead was actually mined at the bog, which is in the bottom of the valley, which we'll be able to see when we get to the top, which is adjacent to the Cypress Stones. So we have the Cypress Stones here. Geographically, I can't think of where we are. I think we're in the east this side, and then the bog mine will be in the west. We're down into the west side of the hill. Oh no, Erin, try refreshing, because I've got perfect signal up here, which is a bit weird. Anyway, obviously the devil wants to spread his word. So we have the bog marsh. Now, the bog marshes were only visible because of the geological movement over time. The movement of the tectonic plates landed at this site. Combined with the movement of the earth, it crumbled the layers and softened the layers, and then they were eroded away, which meant that we could get to the copper underneath. And this is why we use them, the bog mines, as a way of mining from here, the lead mine. Lead mine, not copper. Can't read my own handwriting now. Yep, that's right. And Andre, you probably would have parked in the mine car park, which is where I was going to start the tour from. But I thought we probably wouldn't get up here in time for the tour if I did that. So this is why I brought you this way. Now the bog mines are just down the valley in here. But look at this. We're actually looking out to the Welsh borders this way. In actual fact, we have Mitchell's Fold, which is just over there. That's where a lot of witch shenanigans went on. And then, just trying to get me, Rodney's Pillar is roughly over there, and Nestcliff Hill, where we were a couple of days ago, is over there as well. It's stunning, isn't it? How lucky am I to be able to come up here? So, you all want to know where the Devil's Chair reference comes in. Now, the legend goes, are we all sitting comfortably, children? Because this is a story we used to get told as children to scare us to sleep. The legend goes that Devil was planning to use his load of stones to fill the valley on the other side. So this valley over here, on the other side of the Cypress Stones, which is known as Hell's Gutter. It's actually known as Hell's Gutter down there. Unfortunately for him, as he got up after having a bit of a rest, after sitting down, which was on this rock over here, the strings of his apron snapped and all the rocks tumbled out. So all the rocks tumbled out over here. So instead of picking them up, the devil left the rocks shattered all over the ridge, and the legend has it, on a hot summer's day, you can smell the smell of brimstone. So you can smell brimstone from up here. Having a bit of a smell, all I can smell is heather. Maybe that's why they decided to plant so much heather up here, to take away the smell of brimstone. I know. But the legend doesn't stop there. It says on the longest night of the year, and this is according to legend, he sits on his chair and summons all his loyal followers, witches and the evil spirits, ghouls and goblins, hobgoblins, and all those nasty ghosts and ghoulies that come from the underground. And they choose their king for the year. So you don't want to come here. Yes, exactly. You don't want to come here on the longest night of the year, because actually you do get people coming up here on the longest day of the year. Now, nobody knows why, apart from what the legend states, is they've come to choose their king. But the king is the keeper of all things evil during the year, and it's supposed to happen right here on the Devil's Chair. So we're not really renowned for being very good people here in Shropshire. We're all little demons, I think. That's what we are. But my parents used to tell me that if I didn't behave myself during the year, they'd take me up to the Cypress Stones and leave me there. Nice, isn't it? It's probably why I'm so disturbed now. Right, so you can see the difference in the landmarks now. Yeah, pretty much. It's like if you don't go to bed now, I'm going to take you up the Stiper Stones and leave you for the witches. I told you, I was born in a very different era when scaring your children to sleep was the best course of action. Don't ask me why. Parenting skills in the 70s and 80s were very different than today. My mum used to say she would put me in the dustbin. And here you are. Did you misbehave? Oh, I was misbehaving all the time. I wouldn't say it was child abuse, Elise. I mean, I've never had any bad will against my parents. I was a very naughty child though, so that doesn't help, does it? Yeah, from the 60s. Probably free-spirited. Well, that's what some call it. This is why they have me running around outside so much, because I was so naughty. I know it's absolutely beautiful out here. Look at that. Just. Right, let's keep going up to the top. See, luckily I'm not the only fool to be out here today. Hello. Hi there, you okay? Good. Right, so we're nearly there apparently. Don't know where that is, but anyway. Original bedtime stories and nursery rhymes are scary. Yeah, if you actually read the original bedtime stories, I mean, it's like the nursery rhyme, Ring a Ring of Roses. That was like the plague. But I suppose in the days of the plague, it made sense, right? It did actually make perfect sense to be singing songs like that, which is a little bit weird. Morning. Hi. Grimm stories are very scary, the adult version. Yep, yeah, they are. Brothers Grimm. But then again, we're in a time. Now, if you think about it, it's quite a rebellious thing to say that witches and ghouls and demons would be up here. Because these legends that we have in the Shropshire Hills, they come from the 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th centuries, even as far 16th, 17th centuries, in the dark ages of English history. To say that you had witches and ghouls running around, can you imagine if you were a wayward traveller and you got caught off path the wrong time of the year? You would literally be strung up for crimes you had no idea what was going on. So, very, very, very different times. Look at this. Look at the way the valley runs down below. Yeah, exactly. Just Disney movies are terrible. I have to say, Disney movies are terrible. Much prefer Pixar. Okay, let's get to the top of here. Ooh. Let's see if we can see the cairn. The cairn, by the way, is the very top, highest peak, and they always put a marker stone on the top of the cairn so that you know where the actual top of the hills are. I'm quite happy with my legs today. You know, they're not doing too bad at all. So you can see the cairn just there in the distance. So they've actually put it on top of the Devil's Chair, which is hilarious. You can get to the top, but you have to do a bit of scrambling to get up there. How are the new boots? What is the elevation? Yeah, as Paula said, 536 metres above sea level. They're doing well, actually. There's something wrong with one of my socks, but I can sort that out when I get to the top. So, welcome to the Devil's Chair, people. I'm presuming this is where the devil would sit his bottom down, and he's got 2 armrests either side. Not quite sure whether he'd be looking to Wales or he'd be looking to England. Jury's still out on that one. But this is where he would sit, supposedly, on the longest night of the year. So let's take you to the highest point, or as close to you as possible. I'm not quite sure I'll be able to scramble up there with a gimbal, but we'll have a go. You know me, I like to do special things. It's beautiful up here today. So the only thing I don't like about here is this. Look, really difficult for people with small feet, because look how, with my feet on the rock, you can see how jagged it is, and we've got loads of it down here. There's a postcard of the cairn. Let me just zoom you in. It's a little bit bigger than Scree though, Andre. They're more like small rocks, which is a bit of a nuisance. Hi Kevin, hi Beatrice. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, definitely a hazard trip, and I have to be really careful because I've got a ridiculously weak ankle. So I have to be a little bit mindful, but hopefully I'll be okay. Oop. It was when I was coming down from Scarfell Pike the one year. That was awful. Slippy it was. There we go. Over here. Da-da-da. Right, I'm not ignoring you, but if I don't look where my feet are going, the disaster will strike, and it won't be as soft as a cornfield. Up, down, up, down. Right. Let's just keep on trucking. Hold on, guys. Don't know what you're saying, Deborah. Are you saying I'm dogged? I think you might be right though. Well, if you're going to do a tour like this, you have to be prepared to get all the way to the top, because I think there's no point in doing something if you're not actually prepared to follow it through to the end. And I am very dogged when it comes to getting through to the end. Even, well, you'll see that on the 3rd and 4th. Because if that challenge kicks my bottom, I'm going to be upset. Right, hold on. See, we're getting there. The problem is, because I'm blind as a bat without my glasses on, what happens is my glasses steam up, so I have to keep stopping occasionally just to let some air into my face. For some reason I'm a person with an exceedingly hot head, which is insane. Right, look at that. Look at that, beautiful. Let's get a bit closer. I do have a photo of me somewhere at home on my other computer with me actually standing on top of, or next to the cairn at the top. Oops. Come on, legs. I'll tell you what, the Seven Sisters will be a lot easier after this. Okay. There we go, we're at the bottom of the cairn now. That's beautiful. Let's get you, see if I can reach the very top. So that is the highest point of this hill, making this the second highest point in the whole of Shropshire. Amazing, isn't it? Let's see what we can do, because if I remember rightly, the ground gets a little bit easier to walk on as we get round the corner from here, so bear with me a second. Right, I thought this was going to be a hard walk. I think the one I'm going to do to Tatterstone in Clee Hill is going to be a lot harder than this one. Might have to take the daughter with me that day. You never know, you might get a Safi as well. I think he'll be off on Saturday. And available just before we go off to London. Oh, it'll be my scarf there, so just bear with me. Because obviously there's an awful lot of head movement going on at the moment. There we go. Let's have a look. I just need to see how stable everything is, because as I said, it's been a few years since I've been up here, so you know, when I started Haygo nearly 2 years ago, I never thought rock climbing would be part of what I'd end up doing. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I was so lucky that there was no wildfires here from all the problems with the temperatures that they've had of late. Okay. There we go. I'll find out where the best way to the trig is. Hold on. Now there's a tradition in Wales actually, South Wales more than North Wales, that when you go up to the top of a hill, you should take a stone with you, and you should actually put it on to the trig or the cairn. They call it cairns there in Wales. Whoop. And it's a lovely tradition. But then when I found out about it, it was actually to state whether you were a royalist or you were a parliamentarian, to whether you put a stone on or you took it off. Interesting that they would do that in Wales of all places. Right, hold on a second. Right, we're going up, people. I'm one for adventure, so I hope you're with me. So, needless to say, I'm not really going to... I'll ramble along, I'll witter away, but I won't be able to see any of your comments or anything until I stop, so bear with me. Please don't worry about my safety. I don't do anything unless I know that I'm going to be fine. Or hope to be fine, because accidents do happen, obviously. Right. But I know the views from up here are going to be splendiferous. There we go. Right, there we go. Now then, okay, so with this fire sober, okay, so now we need to get up to that bit, which is just, I think, let's just watch this gentleman go up. Might be easier if you came round this way, maybe. It's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit not so high, as more of a surface to walk on. You're welcome. Well, you're a lot fitter than I am because you got here a lot quicker than I did. And age is just a number. So we're just going to, sorry, you've got about 84 people around the world watching you go up now, so yeah. He is the king of the highest, the devil's chair, so what does that tell you? Well done, amazing. Second highest. Second? Branckley Hill's the highest. Oh, right. This is 540 metres, no, 520 metres, the other one's 540, so it's only 20 metres. Don't tell my grandson, I said I'm always right, and this is the highest. God love you. They're all telling you well done. Thank you. Where do you have a daughter to help you? Oh, she's at home with wisdom toothache, so hence why she's not with me today. I know it made it look really easy, so I've got to do it now, just for the fact that I can't be beaten. That would be wrong. But let's just sit here for a minute, because it's only enough for one person at a time. But when we get to the top, I will be saying my bye-bye and my salutations to you all. So you made that look really easy. Got to give it a go now. Really easy. Amazing, well done. Right, come on. The second highest. Second highest, yeah. Branckley Hill is the highest. Yeah, which isn't far from here actually. But the problem with it is you have to park by the parish because there's nowhere to park. So it's a heck of a walk. It's like a mile just to get to the base of it. But it is beautiful up there, but you need to go on a nice day because the weather up there is horrific. Oh. Lovely. Have you seen many birds?
We've seen ravens, or heard and seen ravens.
Yeah, there's lots of those around. Okay. But peregrine falcons are the mainstay here. Okay.
Going over the ground very low, it's more like a harrier than a... It might have been possibly a younger puppy. And I like we saw something in the past, I don't know if it was a pheasant or a rabbit.
We've got red grouse here as well. Yeah, that'll be a grouse. If it's got a red head, it'll be a red grouse. Right. Ooh. Oh, amazing. That'll be a lovely walk. Yeah. A little bit of a bimble. I will do. I've got to try and get up here now. Cause please don't say that. The problem I've got is I've got little legs, so I can't get up so quickly. Yeah, don't do that either. I'll take that as a challenge. Right, okay, here we go. So, hold on a minute, I need to figure out which way I'm going to go up now. Bear with me guys, I've got to concentrate on this a minute. This would be a lot easier without a gimbal, obviously, but as I have the gimbal with me. Hoopla. Hold on guys, nearly there. I'm going to hug the tree. There we go. Here we are. The only devil that's up here, my lovelies, is me, I think. Hold on. Up. There we go. There we go. And let's have a look all the way around. Thank you, guys. Absolutely. There we go. There's me with the cairn. Second highest point in the whole of Shropshire. I hope you've enjoyed coming on this tour with me today. It's been my absolute pleasure and honour to bring you here and for you guys to push me a little bit further as well, because I wasn't planning on coming up here, but there you go. So I hope you've had a great trip with me up to the Devil's Chair today. Don't forget, can't remember what I'm doing tomorrow now, but I am somewhere different in the whole of Shropshire every day this week, so come and join me. And don't forget, tomorrow Thursday, I'm going ghost hunting with the lovely Ian from Birmingham. So we're going round Shrewsbury and we're going ghost hunting. I stupidly put the Pharaohs of Egypt on for Thursday night. I'm going to have to change the date for that because it clashes with Ian's tour. So I will be putting it on for another one. What's the hole there? Oh, it's just they put like equipment in here to measure the wind speed and stuff, so they need to be able to put it on the top point. Are you wearing the Canabea? No. So that's it for me today, guys. Sorry, I've overrun by 23 minutes, but there's a surprise. Thank you so much for coming with me today. It has been my absolute pleasure and honour. So don't forget to send me the selfie of me on the cairn so I don't have to do it myself. And I will see you all again very, very soon. Time for coffee and cake, or a beer, as the case may be. It is afternoon now, so lunchtime partakles. So thanks very much for coming, guys. You've been awesome. So all that's left for me to say, I know, Queen of the World, is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been my pleasure. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you all again soon. Take care, guys. Bye for now. Let me just turn you around. Thank you so much for your gratitude as well, guys. It does help an awful lot it helps pay for the petrol from getting around because it's really expensive here now as well. So thank you so much for that. And don't forget, if you're not following me already, press that follow back button and then you can keep on top of all my shenanigans. And as you can see, I do love a bit of shenanigans. So take care, guys. I'll see you all soon. Bye for now, everyone. Take care. Bye.